Hey, how's it going? I got a question for you. So you've been working on your music probably for a while now. You might have just started, but most musicians out there have been doing it for a while. And the dream that you have, the reasons that you wanted to share your music with the world, all the things that you put into what you're trying to do, those must be on your mind a lot. When I was a musician, it was on my mind a lot. For me, it was a little bit like trying to, basically I had nothing else I wanted to do and I had nothing else to do. So music was my all. It was everything. And so it became not an obsession, of course, but something that really occupies your mind all the time about how am I going to make this thing progress? Sure, some of it was financial. Some of it was the dream of, bringing it to fruition as an artist and so on and sharing it with the world. Some musicians are more interested in fame, some aren't. Some are interested in the money, some aren't. But every musician I've ever known, actually except for one, has wanted to share their music with the world. That was the whole impetus, the whole reason behind what they were creating music for. Now, this is a good thing, almost always. It's a bad thing, at least in one aspect, which I'll talk about in a second. So the good part about it is that it gives you the drive. It gives you the fortitude, the strength to continue pushing through when things get difficult, because there's no roadmap. You can look online and people say, oh, if you do this and you do that, your music can get out there in a huge way. And all you got to do is these things, follow this formula and everything. Sure, there are certain roadmaps that are out there. There's a lot of them that, are kind of one-offs, maybe that don't make sense. There's some that actually work. But the bottom line is what it comes down to is you're trying to carve your own path. You're basically hacking your way through the woods and you're just trying to figure out how to get your particular music to your particular goal. And it's a wilderness out there. So that strength that you have that pushes you along, that keeps you believing in your music, no matter what that thing is that drives you along and pushes you to keep trying to share your music and grow it and get it out into the world, can be bad under certain circumstances. For example, if you're trying to get a hold of music supervisors. Now, I'm of course starting, as I always do, at the point where you have a relationship with the supervisor. Super, super hard to get a relationship with supervisors. If you're trying to cold email supervisors out there, music supervisors in TV and film and ads and stuff, it's a losing proposition. It's not the way the industry works. It's all about relationships. So starting where singer-songwriter starts, which is with the relationships, if you've got those relationships with supervisors, it's really important that your drive to get your music across to them does not inherit that thing that gets you going in the morning and keeps you going day to day. And what I mean by that is you don't want to be pushy. You don't want to be overbearing. People can smell desperation a mile away. A lot of times for a musician, other people, especially in the industry, are there to do them favors or serve them. Now, you're not literally thinking that. You're not thinking they're there to serve me. But the equation is set up that you feel there's little that you can give them, that it's all about them just hearing what you're doing and raising you up and doing something for you, for your music. You're focused on your path, right? So you don't have to change that. In fact, I encourage that you don't change that. But what I do encourage you to do is be very careful with how you come across to supervisors, people in the industry, people who can help you. You don't want to lead with that usual sort of messianic mission that you might feel that you're on sometimes, trying to get your songs into the world. Think about it this way, is that instead of pushing your music along, think about all the things that you're doing right. Think about all the things that you're putting your foot in one in front of the other. You're getting your ducks in a row. You're creating this environment that is going to propagate your music forward. And when you set that up, when you sort of know that the path you're on is the correct path and you're working hard at it, when you meet people in the industry, or you have interactions like that, with a music supervisor, let that path, let that thing pull you along. Don't push. Let it pull you. Have the confidence in what you're doing. Have the confidence that the trajectory that you're on is the one that is going to land you where you need to go. Where it gets destructive would be where you are pushing too hard. You're trying too hard. You're selling too hard. You're trying to sell yourself. You're showing your cards. You're saying like, I really, really want this so badly. And you haven't even said hello barely. If you come across by being pulled along by your dream, you look like a sailboat. You're not this motorboat just barreling down the canal kind of thing, right? You're a sailboat letting the wind push you, and you're going to get to where you're going, and it looks beautiful, right? A sailboat just drifting along with the wind. It can't go any faster or any slower than the wind, or how it manipulates the sails and all of these things to sort of get those forces in line. You're basically at the whim of nature. And there's a balance to that. There's an aesthetic beauty to that. And that is the way you should conduct yourself in life, I think, whenever you meet people in positions of power. Now, I don't mean power generically. Who cares about certain positions of power? I don't, but positions of power where they can help you. So power specific to you, relative to you, right? Now, those don't mean positions of power where they are some sort of overlord over your fate or something. They're basically, think about it like a Super Mario game, or like some game where you're going along and you're picking up a power pack, and I'm talking purely business here, not talking about personal relationships. But if you see somebody in the industry who can do something in a business way for you, think about the power that they have, that they can invest in you to move your music forward. And to get that power, to get to them in the right way, be pulled along like a sailboat. Don't think about, I've got to go as hard as I can, put the pedal to the metal, because like I said earlier, people smell desperation. They smell when you want something so badly. And on the other hand, by serving them, by giving them what they're looking for, by helping them do their job, that's how it all can happen. That's how you can get that power get that wind into your sails to push you to the next stage. So I hope that makes sense. This is a really important part. There's all these other things that go into, succeeding in sing licensing, but that is a big one, especially at Sing-Songwriter, where we're focused on personal relationships. It's all about meeting the people at the top, right? And not just libraries and agencies and things like that. So leave me a comment below. As always, I always want to talk to you. I answer every single one. I respond to them all. And if you don't see me answering one, it's just I'm a little late, a little busy, but I get to it a couple of days later, 3 or 4 days, once in a while, 5 days, 6 days later, I'm in there answering, but I'm always there, usually right away. I want to know how you feel about that. Have you run into roadblocks by being too pushy, by being too anxious, about what you want to have happen and you want to happen quick? Are you more the motorboat or are you more the sailboat? Let me know. Leave me a comment below and I'll see you there.